Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's enjoying their spring. It's nice, getting nice, but then like now it's almost summer. But yeah, I feel like it's a lot going on. At least for me, setup wise. And I feel like, am I light enough? Well, I'm lit up now, but it's probably because it's like getting dark now. I don't have the ring light. I don't want it to be too much, but I feel like I need a little something. So yeah, I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts. We can't see the bottom part, but to talk about a movie that is not good at all to me. Um, I'm a little late to the train, basically. This movie's like 2 years old now at this point, and they just came out with a new one. So I'm also gonna torture myself a second time by watching the second movie. But it won't be next week because I'm going on vacation. Got my nails done. I am packing, trying to get myself together. Um, I was really like, oh, I'm gonna be so productive packing tonight, and I haven't really been. I got more stuff that I needed, but that's about it. But anyway, I'm gonna work on that after this video. So wish me luck. Uh, but yeah, so I won't be sharing uh, next week or putting out a video next week. So I should try and upload older videos in the meantime. I haven't gotten around to that. I can get around to that. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about this movie. It's called 365 Days. Um, it's about a man who kidnaps a woman who he saw one whole time, and becomes obsessed with her, and he gives her 365 days to fall in love with him. And if you're like, that sounds like a terrible premise, it sounds very toxic, it sounds very traumatic. It was for me watching this movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say right off the bat, I'm gonna spoil. Sorry, my title wasn't so good. I'm gonna spoil this whole entire movie. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, this is your warning. Spoilers ahead. So usually what I do is I do a pro and cons list. The cons are more than the pros. I try to make it balanced, but this movie, I didn't worry about that. I did not worry about that. So that's the basic premise. Sounds crazy, I know. A lot of you probably already know about this movie. So let's just get right into it. Okay. The pros were the cinematography. In the very beginning, when they're on the beach and the overview of the city, I think those were really great. I will tell you though, I know we're in Italy, but for the most part, they don't really tell you. Well, I guess they do tell you where you are, but you don't know like specific cities unless you know like some of the landmarks and stuff. So that was nice, even though, and like, I'm gonna get into that. In like the first, not even 5 minutes, someone dies. But it's a very nice setting. A very good cinematography. Also, when they're at the Coliseum, when we're gonna get into that. Oh, also the characters are Massimo. He's a mafia boss, and he's the one. He wants to kidnap Laura. I was saying her name right, Laura. That's how they say it because she's from Poland. European, they say it differently. So she's from Poland, and Massimo's from Italy. He's a mafia boss. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, isn't that kind of a stereotype for Italian people to be like, oh, you all must be in the mob? Now, also, this was a Wattpad story. So, I didn't really expect it to be good. But I feel like the premise just made everything like, You know, Twilight was like they were so awkward. It was kind of funny. But in this movie, it's just like I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't grasp it. But we're gonna talk about that in the cons. But anyway, and the beach scenes at the end. Oh, she also has a friend named Olga, and Laura. She has an ex-boyfriend named Martin, and we're gonna get into that. And instead of writing a poem or a story, I'm gonna share a list with you. And it's about all the weird things about the movie. So we're gonna get to that. The settings were interesting. I did think they were. I do think they look nice, despite the weird romanticism the settings do for this story. He does live in a castle, like a literal castle. So, yeah. Which is, I feel like it's cliche. He's a rich mafia boss. I still thought it was interesting. Yeah. The music. Now, I did make a note. So the only two non-generic sounding songs were Seeing Red, and I forgot who the artist was. I was supposed to look that up. But I'm sure if you look up Seeing Red, if you listen to pop music, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then Mabel, Don't Call Me Up. I love that song. Those are the only two. Oh, there was one more song at the end, but I tried to look it up on their Wikipedia. They didn't have it, so I can't tell you what it was. That was the only other song that I knew. So it was 3 non-generic sounding songs. I'm going to get into that in the cons. And then at the end, I was like, usually I watch it on my iPad and then I'll take notes on my phone. But at the end, I was just trying to get through the last 20 minutes. Because I was like, there's too much going on. So I just want to get through the minutes. So I don't remember what the name of that song was. But there was only 3 non-generic sounding songs. And the last pro was Olga. She was the only person in this movie that made with any sense, basically. She knew what Massimo did was crazy and that her friend had Stockholm Syndrome, basically. And I put LOL. And she was trying to get Laura out of there, but Laura wasn't listening to her. The scene at the beach when she says she'll be there for Laura was so sweet. So Olga is like the only person who made any sense. So we're gonna get into something. I think I put it in my weird things, but it's about some of the people around Massimo that kind of bothered, and it just like bothered me. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let me just get into the cons. Let's get into the many cons. First of all, the premise is just so incredibly dumb to me. How is this romantic or sexy? That's what I want to know. How is this romantic or sexy? Who is the target audience for this movie? It can't be people who are actual kidnap victims. It can't be that. Or people who want a genuine love story. Because she's not really falling in love with him because he came and swept her off her feet. He took her on dates. He asked her out. He did like all of these good things. Because he didn't. Well, the movie wants you to think that he did. We can get into that. And it just kept getting worse, and there were no redeeming qualities to this plot. They just kept trying to make me connect with what Laura was feeling, but I never did. Because she has Stockholm Syndrome, like I said. I'm going to see, how long does it take you to get Stockholm Syndrome? Because there's something that happens in this movie. And I was like, that. First of all, I just want to say that. So it's supposed to be over a 3, 6, 2. So it's supposed to be over a year period, right? It's supposed to be over a year period, but they don't really tell you. Okay, so the psychological connection developed over the course of days, weeks, months, or even years of captivity and abuse. That's what it says according to Healthline.com. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you. I don't think it took, so it says a course of days. Okay, I'll give it, maybe it took her a few weeks. Because it didn't take her the whole year to We're gonna get into that. To fall in love with him. Okay, so I just wanted to look that up. But it does not take her the full year, y'all. Get into that. We might in my weird list. I'm not 100%, but yeah. But I just could never get with it because it's like I know that he didn't really like get with her on good pretenses. Basically, I couldn't enjoy it because I'm just thinking this man has kidnapped her and she's falling in love with this man. I just couldn't get into that. Okay. Oh, and then so I put 3 songs were good, but the rest of the songs for the music, it's like a knockoff of whatever it's supposed to be. So it's like it's supposed to be something else. Like what I'm trying to say. Okay, and it kept being so close that it of what it should be. I kept laughing every time like a new song would come on. Besides like seeing Red Mabel and Mabel Don't Call Me Up and that other one song. It was like when you put an artist type beat. You put the artist name and you put type beat. So it's supposed to be like almost Enrique Iglesias or like Ellie Goulding. You know, she had that Love Me Like You Do. They were trying to do that. But it was like, now I don't want to say anything against the artist in this, that they used their music for the movie. You gotta get your money. I understand. But it does sound generic. Of course, the acting is so terrible. I don't believe any of their emotions. I will say Olga, though, I did believe she was trying to, like, really, like, help her friend. I feel like she's the only one that had any sense. So I will give her actress that. She did do that well. Especially Laura, because she was so calm being kidnapped, and I just didn't understand. Like, I'm not saying every kidnapped victim is, like, just fighting and scrapping and trying to get away, but I feel like that is probably the natural. Well, they do say fight or flight, but flight, you're gone. But she didn't do. We're gonna get into that. She kind of did both, but she didn't really commit, and she didn't really commit to. Or maybe that's just how the script was written to make her be like, to make her fall in love. She couldn't be too ready to escape because, I guess you wouldn't have the movie, right? If she was just able to break out and run away. I don't know. But yeah, but she wasn't. I think I do talk about that more when I go into her character. So let me hold on to that. Massimo, they kept trying to make him this, I have a typo, a righteous / good mafia guy. Like, don't try to spin it, lol. He's not a good person at all. And they just kept trying to do this. And the movie wants you to be rooting for them to fall in love. But I want her to kill Massimo. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. And just get up out of there. Which I'm going to talk about that. Because she had a chance. She had a chance, y'all. This is not romantic at all. I don't understand. Why is this premise even like a thing? And he wants to take care of her. Like, please cut the bullshit. He's like, oh, I'm gonna take care of you. You kidnapped her. You think just because you didn't put her in a box or a cage that is okay? I don't understand. Oh, and then he's supposed to be the dangerous and the mysterious type. And it's not working for the plot. The acting from him, I didn't really feel like he was intimidating. That's just me. I didn't really find him intimidating. This lady I watched, her name is Katie Jenny, I think. She did like a Bad Movie and a Beat. And she talked about both movies. And she was talking about how sexy he was. But maybe because of the premise, I just could not even look at any of these characters and be like, oh, they're kind of cute. I just couldn't do it. I didn't think he was sexually appealing to me. I don't believe that he's supposed to be tough. It could be his acting. Like I said, the acting is not very good. I don't buy it. It feels like he wants to be tough, but he's like not really trying hard. So it's like the actor was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be tough, but I'm just going to deliver the lines, basically. Not like anything really convincing. So Laura is very baffling as a protagonist to me, and I'm just so confused about her. She doesn't fight. She doesn't really try to run away. I have another typo. She doesn't really try to run away. And she teases him and doesn't shoot him even though she has no reason to be attracted to this man and not just kill him to get away. So he like, y'all, and then he had this thing where he's like, I'm not going to touch you without your permission. He touches her a lot without her permission. Okay? Or I guess he doesn't want to have sex with her without her permission. But he sexually touches her and is very sexually aggressive to her a lot before they have sex. Okay? So, that doesn't even matter. But yeah, so he like kisses her, pins her against the wall, and she gets his gun. But she doesn't shoot this man. She hesitates. And he's like, you don't really want to do that, do you? What? She has nothing to lose. That's why I think it's just like, maybe that's just what the story. I haven't read the Wattpad story, so maybe it says in her thoughts that she like didn't want to kill someone. I don't know. They don't really express it in the movie. She just doesn't do it. And she has no motivation not to just kill the guy. But yeah. She's supposed to be like this tough girl boss kind of girl, which they have a really confusing boardroom scene. I guess she's supposed to be like an executive of some kind. They don't really say. They do say like, oh, well, she does lie about getting a new job and being a head of like a hotel or something. They don't really explain like what she does. So I don't know. But she's just confusing and flat to me. Like she's feisty light. And when I say light, you know how they have like L-I-T-E. So it's like not the full version, it's the light version of feisty. Like she's pseudo tough girl, but just accepts everything. LOL. And then she said something about being a tiny woman. Like she said to Massimo, you just capture tiny women. If this movie could not have been bad enough, it's using this tiny woman damsel in distress trope. Even though she had the gun. In the beginning, she could have shot this man. Okay. And she only fights him at the end of the movie when she's already in love with him. LOL. So, we'll get into that. Oh, and then this was a huge thing that really bugged the hell out of me. The trope of worse men than Massimo in the movie. And it's just so ridiculous. So they are trying to make you feel like he's the best, in quotes, bad guy. So he's not as bad as these other guys. And he saves Laura multiple times from weird men. But he's the main reason the story is even happening. If she wasn't with him, she would have never met like the worst, like the real creepy guy in the club that was trying to like, I feel like they were trying to say that he was trying to sexually assault her. But, you know, of course, we're going to talk about that. This man comes with 2 guns, not just 1, 2, to break it up. So they're just trying to make you think that, you know, he's better than this one. And the worst men are just a cop-out to show that he is the least worst of all the men around Laura, but it's really insulting to anyone with common sense. And then they had, in the beginning of the movie, he was going to kill one of his, like, mafia people because they sold children to a brothel. So, and then there was another thing, that's the beginning of the movie. These 2 mafia guys were trying to talk to him and his dad, Massimo and Massimo's dad, about buying children, and they're trying to be so righteous. Like, we don't do that. Okay? I mean, that's great. You're still a mafia person. You still probably commit other crimes. That doesn't mean anything. You kidnap a woman, and then, yeah, so he kills I'm going to tell you about it anyway. He kills the evil mafia guy who sold children to a brothel, and is supposed to be so righteous. I don't like it. And then the last con, which I could have just probably made very picky cons about everything. But Anna, she's jealous. Anna being jealous. I feel like this is another cop-out to me. It's another antagonist. Why is she jealous of a woman she has known, that she knows is kidnapped? Because, I'm going to go jump ahead. He has told people he's looking for this woman. I don't know if he exactly said he was going to kidnap her, but he definitely told her and other people around him. And he has a giant picture of her in his house, like a painting, in the living room. And she was with him when that happened. I don't know how he got a giant picture of her in the living room. I mean, I think were they on social media in the movie? I can't even remember. But for as far as the story goes, he has only seen her one time before he kidnaps her. But somehow he has the memory in his head that he can get her painted on a painting in his living room. And you're jealous of that? That's deranged. You both are deranged. I don't understand how that makes sense. So I think she's just like another weird antagonist. And I also know about the other movie. I haven't watched it yet, but I watched Katie Jennings' video about it. I hope that's her name. Let me check. I feel like I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, they signed me out. Yeah, it's Kenny. Oh, I'm saying her name wrong. It's Kenny JD. So she has two videos about the first and the second movie. I was close, but yeah, Kenny JD. But yeah, she talks about the other movie, the second movie, and I'm like, everybody's saying it's worse than the first, and I barely could get through this movie. I kept pausing to make notes about like little things and stuff. So let me fix this a little bit. But yeah, I just kept pausing to make notes about like little things. So all of the little things I'm just going to share with you right now. Oh, let me give my overall opinion before we do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it 0 to 10. But y'all probably could have guessed that. LOL. It just has no redeeming qualities besides Olga. I couldn't even enjoy it because I know all of it was against her will. And she has Stockholm Syndrome. Then she got Stockholm Syndrome. So overall, I thought it would be like a Twilight where it's awkward, so awkward it's funny. I think I said that already. But I just ended up laughing more at how absurd the premise as plot is, and the makers of this movie and the writer of the story really want people to relate to this movie. I don't understand how you can relate to this movie. I don't have a fantasy. Like when you think about getting kidnapped, you're not like, oh, I hope I get kidnapped by a rich, handsome man. Does anybody? I mean, maybe you might have the fantasy, but I don't even. For me, you're still getting kidnapped. So I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even want it. I don't care how handsome and rich you are. I don't want to be kidnapped. I don't want to be taken away from my family, my friends, my life. So yeah. So here are the weird things in the movie. So it's gonna be a list. I wrote it. It is a lot of weird things, y'all. I did like notes basically for the whole movie. Someone dies not even 5 minutes into the movie. There we go. The board meeting. So is Laura in charge of the building Massimo's dad died on? I don't understand that. And why do they have a formal meeting about him becoming a new mafia boss? What were those scenes supposed to show? I don't know. I guess it was supposed to show she's a feisty girl boss and he's the mafia kingpin. Because I think he was saying he was either going to kill all of them or fire all of them. I think he was kill all of them. Because I don't know why. He just got in charge and he was like, I'm just kill all y'all. I don't even remember. The Are You Lost, Baby Girl? You know, the infamous line. I run away so fast. And she was not suspicious enough for me. She was just like, oh, that was weird. And she was trying to go to the bathroom. She was in Sicily for her birthday with her boyfriend Martin and her friend Olga. I thought there was somebody else, but I don't even think they introduced that other person. But yeah, they didn't even introduce the male. And he just like disappears. And how does he know her favorite wine? Because he pretended to be a waiter and gave them like, I don't know if it was wine or liquor. But it was like her favorite, and she thought her boyfriend Martin had ordered it, and he was like, "Oh no, I didn't even remember that was your favorite." how I don't know what kind of stalking abilities he had. That reminds me, y'all. I just watched that Marilyn Monroe documentary, the one about her death on Netflix, and it's crazy. It's sad. You should check it out. It's like the secret life and death of Marilyn Monroe. It just made me really sad though, cause like they bugged the hell out of her house, like as private detectives. It was crazy. Like the things that I heard, I kind of, I'm going to say tangent. I kind of knew about JFK, but I didn't know about Robert Kennedy too. But it didn't seem like a mutually beneficial relationship. Yeah. And then Laura's, so Martin goes, so she goes back to the room after dinner or whatever, and Martin's just not there. He goes and I guess he goes and sleeps with another woman or something. He does reveal that at the end. He did, which I'm like, you're on vacation with your girlfriend? And you just go and sleep with somebody else? Who else do you know out here? Men ain't shit. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, Laura's already recording. So they're arguing. And Laura's friend, Olga. I don't know why I didn't know her name until the end of the movie. But Olga's recording before she even pushes him in the pool. So she did she tell? She didn't say anything like she was going to push him in the pool before. So did she just record every time they're arguing? That's weird. But yeah, she pushes Martin into the pool because she's mad at him. I don't know if they planned this because they don't say. And then she was out at night alone in a different country. The girl is very dumb. That's all I gotta say. No wonder if he didn't kidnap her, somebody else would have kidnapped her probably. Because why are you out in another country alone at night? I don't even walk around alone here in America at night. Oh, she's also a white woman, so. And she's only slightly freaked out. So she wakes up in Massimo's castle. She wakes up in the bedroom. I'm not sure if it's his bedroom. She wakes up in a bedroom. I think it is his bedroom. She's only slightly freaked out. Like she gets up and she's like so calm. And I just do not understand. LOL. I'll be fighting like, get me out of here. She doesn't fight. She doesn't climb any walls. She just looks confused. And she's locked into a room. She's not panicking enough for me. I mean, I guess it could be shock, but I don't know. I don't think so. And then, he reveals to her everything that he's been looking at her and she needs to fall in love with him in 365 days and all this stuff. So he pinned her to the chair and I felt gross. And he was already like touching her without her permission, even though he said he wouldn't. And he kidnapped her, not like he asked her on a date. LOL. So you talking about, I won't touch you without your permission. You kidnapped me already. So your morals stop. Which they don't really stop at that, because he still touches her sexually a lot without her consent. This is not romantic in any way, shape, or form. And I didn't realize he had a gun in his pocket. Now I know, because I was like, where did the gun come from? And I told her to shoot his ass. And she must have been like a Charlie's Angel, because she really did that super fast, but she doesn't shoot him. And like I said, she has nothing to gain by not shooting him. They don't know each other. Okay. And then all of a sudden, it talks about the good mafia, about the evil child brothel selling mafia guy. And then the next scene, I think after he kills the mafia guy and she faints. Oh yeah, she has a heart condition for like a few times in the beginning of the movie, and then the rest of the movie it's like not a problem. So it's weird. And then she's just sitting in the shower. LOL. Like she's like so sad that she's here, but she has not tried to escape or get out or anything. And then this is before she sees him kill the mafia guy, actually. So she's trying to, like, escape, but she doesn't really hide. She just runs out into the backyard. And, of course, he sees her, and she shoots. Massimo shoots the other evil mafia guy. And of course she faints, and of course, what was I gonna say? Of course, she doesn't run away. She's like fully open, and then she passes out, and then she wakes up very peacefully, even though she's still kidnapped. She's the least traumatizing kidnapping. This is the most relaxed, least traumatizing kidnapping I've ever seen. And I said, what the fuck is going on? And then she's teasing him, and I was like, I'm inconsolable, lol. Because this movie is just, it didn't make any sense. I was screaming into the void. She can't run away correctly. So I think at some point he gives her phone and laptop back, and she calls her mom, but she doesn't tell her mom, hey mom, I'm kidnapped. Which, most people would do, or call the police. She's like, oh yeah, I just got a new job in this other country. Not even like a code, nothing. And then apparently he controls the police in the area because they have like a, what do they have? Oh, they're going shopping, and she gets mad because he's like, I'll see you whenever I want to see you in that lingerie. And then she takes, because he comes in the dressing room, and she throws it at him like, you see it on yourself. And so she's mad. Y'all, it was just gross as hell. And then they're in the shower with no soap. They are showering with no soap. It's supposed to be sexy. You're not even cleaning yourself, really. You're just putting water on yourself. This is supposed to be sexy. The ice cream scene, she's like pretending like, she's giving it head, basically. I felt gross and icky again. I didn't feel sexy about that. And then the bed scene, he like ties her to the bed and stuff. And then another woman comes in and gives him head because she's like, you have somebody else do that. And then he does. It's just, this movie broke me, y'all. And I said, not pulling out two guns out at the club. And they just keep trying to give him worse people. Like I told you, the creepy, rapey kind of guy. And I was like, give it up. Hang it up. Flat screen. LOL. And then they get into a fight. And of course, she falls off the boat somehow. Nobody's pushing her. I just want to say, he doesn't hit her or anything. She just falls off the boat. Oh, sorry. They're in a boat in the middle of the ocean. For some reason. I don't know. And of course he saves her again. So he's like, don't disobey me. And I was like, disobedient to the kidnapper? I said I would throw myself overboard because this movie is not doing anything. So then when they finally have sex, because she's so happy that he saved her life, they have the song Sing Red. So basically it's a song about cheating. Okay. And I can't even enjoy the sex scenes. First of all, the sex scenes were very gratuitous. So they finally have sex. They have sex all over the boat, like on the deck, in the bedroom, on the other side of the boat, on this side of the boat, on that side of the boat. This everywhere. I think that's supposed to be sexy, but I just can't get over it. And then I realized, I was disgusted by that. I think their English is dubbed, which is so funny. There was just so many other things I was paying attention to. They could go to a ball, so like 50 Shades of Grey wasn't bad enough. And then they have the two flamboyant stylists, because of course. And somehow they're like really great dancers. Because why not? I talked about Anna. Yeah, and then I talked about he had this plan for so long, and for years he's told people about this, and they didn't believe that he was going to do it, which is really dumb to me. And then after he finally tells her he loves her, he ships her back to Poland, and it's like, you want to visit your family, I'm going to send you back. And of course she's sad. At first her friend was encouraging it because she didn't really know the whole thing, but then the friend is like, uh, what the hell? Like your friend would be, because you got kidnapped by someone and now you're like in love. This is weird. They give her, she gets a makeover with Olga. They gave her this wig, y'all. I'm not gonna say it was too bad, but they need to like flatten it. They need to put the flat iron on it or something, because it was a little lifted. Um, and also she gets back. And Martin sees her in the club with Olga, and he has not filed a police report or anything, I guess. Even though Massimo did leave a note of her being like, "Oh, I'm done with you. I'm leaving." Even though I feel like, is that not suspicious? You didn't file a police report, nothing. Okay, I get. So she's just like, our relationship wasn't healthy. Like, I understand Martin is an asshole, but do you think this new relationship is healthy? Explain that to me. He's in the house, Massimo, when she comes back from the club fighting with Martin. He's just sitting in the living room, of course. And then, of course, he does the baby girl again. He said baby girl 4 times in the movie, and every time I wanted to throw up. And he just proposes by putting a ring on her finger, and she wakes up and it's on her finger. Her friend is, of course, trying to tell her, like, hey, tell her. She thinks she's pregnant, so she's trying to get her to tell her the truth about it to Massimo. I thought she was trying to get her away from him, but I read the Wikipedia and that's not true, but that's not what it was. She was just saying, be honest about your pregnancy, but I really think she should have told her to, get up out of there. So I'm just going to believe she told her to get up out of there. And so Laura is like, Anna said that she wanted to kill her. And so one of the other mob guys finds out that might happen, I guess. And so the way that he tells Massimo is just coming into the backyard so he's on the phone with Laura and the phone cuts out. And he's like, Laura, Laura, Laura. And so then the other mob guy comes and he's just like, that's how he tells him, hey, your fiance's might be just, that's it. That's the end of the movie. So the end of the movie, they're in a tunnel and it gets cut off by a police officer. And it's supposed to imply that maybe she's dead. We know she's not, because there's another movie. And then I also know there's like another cliffhanger. I'm not going to ruin that for the second movie. Not until I watch it. But yeah, that was my thoughts of 365. Can't believe people think that this is sexy. I don't know if people really think it's sexy. I hope no one thinks this is sexy. This is not. It's not at all. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I will see y'all in 2 weeks.